every single early years educator needs to understand how to be inclusive, how to support each individual child.
A lot of our children have transitioned into an early years mainstream setting. They've been on their journey with us, but actually they're now ready with the right support.
Dingley's Promise is the largest provider of specialist early years provision in England. So we support children in early years settings, we support their families to be confident in early education for their children, and we provide training to the sector on how to be inclusive in the mainstream.
We aren't a one-size-fits-all. We consider the individual children's needs. At the centre we have a range of needs. For example, we can go from a child who's potentially awaiting an autism diagnosis to children who have limited mobility, but also global development delay. Thinking about our curriculum and our enhancements, we potentially will adapt to them to the children's development level. Right, we're going to scoop and into the pot. Good scooping. Lots of parents are on a journey, especially in the early years, because obviously they've only identified that potentially their child may be developing differently to their peers. So they can feel very isolated, not knowing where to go, or not feeling that people have the same experiences as them.
Going home now. Have a good day. Fix your hat. Oh, good boy. Ready? I once was that parent that was quite scared, very anxious. I think I was very anxious to the point where sometimes I was sitting here for a while. I was sitting in the parents' room because I'm just anxious of how much he's going to cry and they might not understand. There are needs that, that child has that are quite unique, that they need to, make sure that they're looking after him to meet those needs.
Ready, steady, go!
Staff are very, very, very helpful. Like probably more than my own family members, and I'm being serious. And it just makes you feel that, my child is cared for by where he goes, So knowing that he's growing and he's developing, it's also encouraging.
What parents tell us and what we believe is that every single early years educator needs to understand how to be inclusive, how to support each individual child, whether that be childminders, whether that be in nurseries, in schools. People may have some knowledge but may not have the confidence, and what we've learned from the training is how important that confidence is, because once an educator can really welcome a child and really feel the confidence that they can support them, the family immediately gets a feeling of, this place wants my child, they know how to support my child, and can trust that setting. And as we know, for families of children with SEND, trusting the setting is absolutely critical.
Good girl, thank you.
We offer the children a range of different communications. That could be Makaton, that could be visuals.
You'd like some ham? Can I have your plate? Ham?
A lot of our children have transitioned into an early years mainstream setting. They've been on their journey with us, but actually they're now ready with the right support.
The vast majority of children can thrive in the mainstream if their educators are knowledgeable and confident. They're all individual children, and the more that we can skill up all of our educators to understand that and have a real toolkit of strategies they can try with each child, the better that early education experience is going to be. And we have a lot more chance of getting more children into inclusive education.